Hey guys, welcome to Blue Pill Podcast. This is Abe, your host. It is 3:25, 5:3:25, 5:3:25, 3:25. Maybe I should play those on pick three. Um, Today, just kind of a chill day off. I was gonna go to the park, man, and check out this lake, but it's kind of rainy and shit. I don't know. If it ain't raining too bad, we still might go. Who knows? Um, but I'm off today, which is awesome. Um, had some time. I had two games that I beat here recently. Um, so I figured I'd do a game review on them. It might be a double feature review today. Like you guys know, if you guys have kept up with Blue Pill Podcast, I've been playing through the Game Boy library, basically Game Boy through Game Boy Advanced. Whatever I can get my hands on, whatever looks cool, whatever I would enjoy playing. I am a casual player. I'm not like a speed runner. I don't do competitions. I play pretty much retro. Everything I've been playing is kind of retro. Um, but yeah, I'm wearing the perfect shirt for this because this is honestly the reason I bought the game. So, Easter happened, and me and my wife, we celebrated Easter, painted eggs, went egg hunting and stuff, had fun. But I like to buy my wife like a gift each holiday. Happy wife, happy life. And I got her. We went to like the mall, and we went to, it was like a crystal shop that sells like crystals and singing bowls and scrying mirrors and pendulums. Like, it's an occult shop. Me and my wife, I'm an occultist. My wife, she dabbles with the occult. Like, she's getting into tarot right now, which is cool. She dabbles in the occult. She has a pendulum. She's played with dowsing rods. Go check out my occult item series if you guys are interested in that. I used to make occult items, and we'd experiment with them. Basically, just, are they legit? Do they work? Is there something to this? I have a whole series I did years ago. But I got her a crystal, and it was only like $10, and I was like, are you sure you don't want anything else for Easter for a present? She's like, no, this is it. I'm good with this. I'm like, okay. So she was like, well, let me get you something. And I was like, okay, we can go to the game store. And I forget which game store it was, but it's in the mall. I wish I knew. But they had like 3 glass cases that they had just put in. It wasn't there the last time we went. Last time we went, it had 1 glass case, which is barely any Game Boy games. Now they have like 3 huge cases, which is hundreds of like Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games. I'm like, what the fuck? This is dope. The prices are super fucking high. But anyways, we went in there. She got me Van Helsing. And I beat it, and I did a game review on it. So go check out that game review if you like retro game reviews and stuff. And I seen Cartoon Network Speedway, and it was like $5.99. So I'm like, well, if you buy me Van Helsing for my Easter gift, I'm gonna buy this for myself. $5.99, you can't beat it. Cartoon Network Speedway. And yeah, I'm going to do a review on it because I beat it. And I do have another game here that I will review if we have extra time. So let's get on with the show. So what made me want to get this game is I remember seeing this game as a kid when I'd go to Walmart with my parents. And I'd see behind the glass case, I'd see Cartoon Network Speedway. And Courage the Cowardly Dog was on the cover. Courage the Cowardly Dog is one of, I don't know, I would say it's probably, I ain't gonna lie, it's probably my favorite cartoon. Hence the shirt. I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like I said on this channel, I grew up in a conspiracy theorist family. My dad was really big on aliens, ghosts. Our whole family was really big on ghosts. Like, it was during the time Sixth Sense came out and stuff. And Courage the Cowardly Dog, like, I don't know. It's like the perfect show for a conspiracy theorist. I mean, there's everything. There's Bigfoot, there's aliens, there's Men in Black, there's mummies' curses, it's just a conspiracy theorist cartoon, basically, kind of like Gravity Falls, you know. So I honestly got this game because you can drive around as Courage, and I was like, and I did beat this game. And I got all the I did all the extra stuff that I wanted to do. Which was basically unlock Muriel, because she's a character in it. I played as Courage. I beat the game as Courage. You fly around in a UFO. Muriel's vehicle is Eustace's truck. So that was kind of cool. And you can unlock the farm and stuff with the windmill, and yeah, you can unlock all the Courage levels and characters and stuff. That was my main objective. Well, one, to beat the game, because I do, when I buy a game, I beat it. You know, I want to beat the game. But one complaint that I noticed, like, with other people reviewing this game, and I do watch other people's game reviews and stuff, just out of curiosity when I get it. Like, if I buy a game and I'm not sure about it, I've never heard much about it, I'll type in the title on YouTube and click a long play and look at it, like, okay, that looks cool, I'll buy it, you know. We didn't have that back in the day, you know. Nowadays, it's like, I don't think we realize how lucky we are. Like, born in 1991, like, we didn't have internet so like, we just bought shit by the cover, you know. Like, if you looked at something and was like, oh, that looks cool as fuck, and then you spend all your allowance money on it, get home and it's like, oh, dude, this sucks, or it's too hard, or that happened a lot growing up, you know. But I noticed this other reviewer, they reviewed it and was like, dude, this is super slow. It didn't bother me, because this is, by the way, it is basically a Mario Kart clone. Every franchise was doing Mario Kart clones. Like, there's a Nicktoons one. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. I'll have to look at the character list on it. I know Hey Arnold's on there, which I've always liked Hey Arnold. That one's cool. There was like a Shrek clone, Mario Kart clone, and Ant's Mario Kart clone. I felt like after Mario Kart, with its success, all these franchises and all these companies were like, let's do a Mario Kart game, you know. And I get it, dude. With the Shrek one, there was a Shrek clone of Shrek Mario Kart clone. They even made a fighting game for Game Boy Color, which I want to get so bad, because it looks so ridiculous, like fighting as Donkey, you know. Like, it's a legit fighter game. It looks fun. But yeah, they said the speed was slow, and I'm like, it didn't bother me. My wife looked at it and she's like, yeah, it looks slow as fuck. But that being said, I grew up with N64 and Mario Kart 64, and I was always, like, made fun of by, because I grew up with three brothers, and they always made fun of me because they'd want to do 150 cc's, and I just wanted to do like a Sunday drive chill. Like, we could still race, but I'm always like 50 cc's. I don't know, I just like it slower. My reaction time is not the best. I don't know if it's because I've had like head injuries, or you guys know me, like, I was special ed and shit. My reaction time is not the best, and especially older, after my jail story where I hit my head and I'm like 24/7 punch drunk. Yeah, I didn't mind the speed of it. But that's just me. I always preferred 50 cc's in Mario Kart. You can make fun of me, that's cool. I don't blame you. Um, let's see. Like I said, my main focus, I really like Courage the Cowardly Dog, so that was why I bought the game. And he never got his own game. Why did he never get his own game? How awesome would that have been? Like, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, something like where you could walk around the farm, and I don't know. It would have been so cool if there was a couple Courage, like there was one Courage game that we had on dial-up internet, and I got to play it when it would work because it was dial-up internet, and it was horrible. I mean, the game looked cool as fuck, like, but you would walk around the farm and had all the rooms just like the show, and I was like, dude, this would be so cool on Game Boy Color. But they missed out on that one. But it really wasn't that big of a show. Like, I felt like they never played it. It just never was a hit, you know. I don't know if it was too dark for kids or just kids didn't like it, but I was one of the weird kids who loved it. And it's weird too, because as an adult, like when I walk around with a shirt, like other adults would be like, dude, I missed that cartoon. I loved that cartoon. And I'm like, well, apparently not enough because it wasn't getting airtime, you know, so they canceled it. We got 3 seasons though. But just a little teaser, I am going to do a Conspiracy Corner episode on Courage because it's based off a true story. Dun dun dun. Just a little teaser. I got a tease out there. But I beat the game, and it's longer than Mario Kart. Mario Kart 64. I'm not sure about the newer ones, but 64 was only, I'm pretty sure it was only 4 championships with 4 levels apiece. I could be wrong. This was 5 championships with 4 levels apiece in each trophy that you have to earn. So I think they were trying to one-up Mario Kart there, going like, well, Mario Kart's only 4 championships. We'll do 5, you know. But here's where they fucked up. When I first started playing this game, I beat the first championship. I got the password because it is a password system, which is a little annoying, especially because this game has so many. Okay, you have like the main championships, and then you have challenges that you can do to unlock characters and levels and shit. So it is kind of annoying that you have to sit here and keep doing passwords and shit. A saving battery would have helped this game out a lot, especially unlocking if you're doing all the side stuff to unlock, you know, more stuff like characters, which was what I was doing. I wanted to unlock Muriel. I wanted to unlock the farm. And I had to keep writing down passwords, you know. It was kind of annoying. So that was a shitty thing on them, which I understand. They're trying to save money and shit, but it's like, dude, you're Cartoon Network. And this was early 2000s. Like, Cartoon Network was making so much fucking money from daytime cartoons and Adult Swim. Like, this was when Family Guy and, you know, Family Guy was like huge, you know. Can't tell me you didn't have enough money to make saving batteries. So they had the 5 championships, but it kind of fucking sucked because this is what I was gonna say. Like, I beat the first championship and I saved, you know, and I turned it off and had to go to work. You know, this is a good game for that, definitely, Cartoon Network Speedway, because you can pick it up and put it down, but you still have to write down the stupid password, which everyone has a cell phone. You could just put it in a memo real quick, but it's still annoying. So I came back from work and I was like, oh, I'll do a couple races and then go to sleep, you know. I started the second championship, and I beat the level of the championship. It's 4 levels, like I said. And I'm like, racing, and I'm like, wait a second. I already did this level. Did it not save? Did the password? Did I? What's going on? So I turned the game off, turned it back on, retyped the password, went to the first race, and I'm like, they're reusing levels. It's so fucking lazy, dude. Like, okay, cool. You one-upped Mario Kart. You put 5 championships instead of 4, but it's really only, like, if you do the math, you're only really doing like 3, maybe, like, yeah, like 3 championships, because they keep reusing levels. I'm like, that's lazy. So you'll have like 2 brand new levels. Like first championship would be all brand new levels because it's the first championship. Second one, like 3 levels. You know, they scatter, they make you redo levels, and I'm like, that's gay. That sucks. That's cheesy. Trying to, like, it's filler. That's what it is. You're doing filler at that point. Like, you should have just kept it 4 championships or 3 championships. I don't know. I thought that was annoying. Johnny Bravo. I almost said Eddie Bravo. Johnny Bravo, he's the fastest racer. I used Courage because I wanted to play as Courage, and that was the main reason I bought this game, because I love Courage. So here's the thing I didn't know. Like, when I was playing the challenges, I was getting frustrated because on the challenges you have to collect the stars, you have to collect as much points as you possibly can to beat the challenge to unlock Muriel, which was who I was trying to get. Thing they don't tell you is you don't have to get in the top 3 and win the race. So, like, I was like doing first couple challenges, I'm like, man, this is getting fucking hard, dude. Here I am, like, because when you go and get the stars and the points and shit, you're actually going, like, further out on the outside of the lanes. So, like, you're making yourself lose. And I'm like, how am I supposed to get all these fucking points and fucking win the race? Like, this is impossible. So, I played it, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to focus on points. Just points. If I lose the race, I lose the race. And I would lose the race, get, like, 5th place, and it would go, challenge, you know, challenge beaten, or whatever. You unlocked, you know, whatever character, or whatever course. So keep that in mind if you play this game. Not the main races, not the championships, but if you do the challenge mode, you don't have to win the race. You just focus on getting the points. And I was like, well, shit, that would have been nice to know. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, the replay value on this game, I would say, is definitely super high. Because you can beat the game. And I would say the game, you could beat the game and all the challenges, I would say, in like 1 day. It would take like a whole day to just do all the extra shit. And this is like a casual day. Like, if you're off on the day and you're just playing and taking breaks here and there, you could beat it in a day. But the replay value is super high, because anyone who grew up with Mario Kart like me knows that, like, it's fun to just play. Like, multiplayer, which I do believe this game has multiplayer. It would be stupid if it didn't. I'm pretty sure it does, though. Which you would have to get 2 carts, link cables, you know, all that annoying shit. But yeah, like, the replay value is high, because there's times, like, when I want to play a game, but I don't want to get into, like, right now I'm playing Zelda, you know, Link's Awakening, and sometimes you just want to pick up a game, play it for a little bit, and then put it down. Like, say you got like 30 minutes before work. You don't want to get invested in like an RPG. You just want to pick something up, do a couple races. That's what this game would be good for, you know. So the replay value is super high, because you got the whole championships you can beat. You got a free driving mode if you just want to drive for a little bit. Say you're in the doctor's office and you're like, oh, I got 20 minutes, you know, I did my paperwork, I'm gonna wait for the doctor. You can sit here and just do free racing mode for a while. free driving. There's the challenges, which are fun, and it is fun, you know. The music is super fucking catchy. I had to say that, dude. The music was dope. I could find myself here and there, like when I wasn't playing, like whistling it, or like when I was playing too. Like, I don't know. It was just the music was like crack. It was good. It is super like cheery and colorful. Um, as a '90s kid, if you're like in your 30s like me, it's definitely super nostalgic because there's all these cartoons and characters and levels and music that you're gonna remember from your childhood. Like, the lineup is crazy. It's got Johnny Bravo, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I was disappointed they didn't have like Dexter's Laboratory or Powerpuff Girls on there, which was, I was like, really? But they had Ed, Edd, and Eddie characters on there. Cow and Chicken. So this must have been a lot older because I do remember Cow and Chicken being like super old Cartoon Network. And then they kind of faded it out. I think Seth MacFarlane actually worked on Cow and Chicken, which is why it was so fucked up. Thinking back on it, like everyone had their butts out, so it was like butt worship. Like, maybe that's why I have a butt fetish now, growing up on Cow and Chicken. Sorry. The devil was in it. Like, yeah, Seth. Like, when you learn that Seth MacFarlane worked on Cow and Chicken, it's like, oh, that makes complete sense. Cow and Chicken was borderline like Adult Swim. Like, dude, there was like no censorship with cartoons in the 90s and early 2000s. Thinking back on it, it's like, whoa. I grew up on Cow and Chicken. Like, I remember we would watch Cow and Chicken and my parents would come in and the devil would be walking around because he was the villain with his butt out. Like, everyone had their butts out. And my dad just being like, almost like, I don't want you guys watching this, but he wanted to be a cool dad and was like, this is fucking crazy. I just remember that shit. Like, Cow and Chicken is fucking insane. But yeah, they're in it. Cow and Chicken, Johnny Bravo. So there's like, just playing it, like, I've never played this game before. I always wanted it as a kid. So that's another reason I'm enjoying picking up these old carts now, because it's kind of like, you know, like, not trying to get super deep, but like, psychologically, everyone has an inner child, you know. And this has been like a journey with my inner child of like getting to play these games that I always wanted as a kid and getting to play them now. Like, it's like Christmas Day. It's like, oh, dude, this is fucking awesome, you know? Because as an adult, it's like I have a job. And a lot of these carts are like cheap now. So like I can play these games that I always wanted to play. It's awesome. The nostalgia is awesome. I love it. Yeah, just playing it, it literally felt like I remembered those feelings of like summer vacation down in Florida and living in our double wide trailer, and it'd be sunny and warm outside, and we would go out inside and play, but it'd be summer vacation. There'd be marathons of like, hey, I remember the night before, you know, my older brother Brandon being like, because he was our babysitter, like, hey dude, they're doing a Cow and Chicken marathon tomorrow, you want to watch it? And depending on which cartoon it was, like, I'd be like, nah, I'll go outside and skateboard all day, you know. After we did our chores and stuff, I'd go and skateboard all day. But, you know, they'd be like, hey, there's a Courage the Cowardly Dog marathon tomorrow. I'd be like, fuck yeah. Like, get up early, get the chores done, and then I am laying on that fucking sofa and watching Courage the Cowardly Dog, like, all fucking day, you know. So the nostalgia was fucking awesome. It's super cheery and colorful, so if you're down and depressed, this is a good game. It's goofy. It's fun. It's not too difficult, but it is tricky. I did have to redo like a couple races like 3 or 4 times, and dude, it felt like Mario Kart, like, because you guys know how Mario Kart is, like, you'll be in first place almost at the finish line, it's like in sight, and someone hits you with a fucking turtle shell. Same fucking thing with this, dude. There was like several times where I was like right there, and here comes somebody with a turtle shell, or not a turtle shell, but a different item, and make my ass wipe out, and then they'd fucking win, and I'd get fifth, you know. So it's difficult, but it's not too difficult. I had to redo like 4 or 5 races, but yeah, that's fun. I mean, the difficulty was at the very perfect level to where it was like not too frustrating, but just frustrating enough, and just enough to keep you going, I got this, you know. The item, okay, I bought just the cart. It was $5.99, like I said, awesome fucking deal. The items, because it, like I said, it's a Mario Kart clone, so instead of the boxes with the question mark, can't remember the symbol that they used, but anyways, you drive through the symbol, it's a randomizer of an item. There is like a fart item where you fart on the guy behind you. That one seemed to work. There was a couple items, like several items, that I would click the button, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't know what the fuck it did. There's like a force field item that worked, and I understood it. The fart one that worked, and I understood it. There's a frisbee one, where you can literally throw a frisbee at the guy in front of you. It's kind of like the turtle shell. There's not a green and red and blue turtle shell, though. There's one frisbee. It's just a front, basically a green turtle shell. That's it. There's no chasers. There's no... So, that was kind of lacking, but I understand that they didn't want to be like a complete rip-off clone of Mario Kart. So, I mean, I kind of get it. But yeah, I did have some confusion. Like, there's a pie that you get, and electric wheels that you get, a magnet. I still have no clue what they do. Now, obviously, this isn't the game's fault, because back in the day, it used to come with a box and a book. So, and for some reason, I have no clue why Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advanced, I don't know if it's because we were kids and dumb, but it is so hard to get booklets and boxes on these games, because every kid, I felt like, just threw it away. For some reason, with cartridge games rather than disc games, everyone just threw away the boxes. And I remember doing it as a kid, like, oh, this is useless, and throwing away the box and the book. And it's like, looking back, I'm like, why did I do that? That was so weird and dumb. Like, I don't... Why did I do that? It's just so weird. It makes no sense now. And, like, so it's not the game's fault, because I'm sure in the booklet it would have said, hey, this item does this, this item does this, this item does this. And I know I got the internet, I could just look it up, but I feel like a game... It is a little frustrating when a game doesn't... I'd rather a game tell me too much tutorial, than not enough. Does that make sense? Because it's so annoying to play a game and then go, how do I do this? Especially when it's just basic controls, like, how do I do this Thunderbolt attack? Like, you know, there's only so many buttons on an SP, it should be self-explanatory. Oh, you have to push select and B at the same time. Who would have thought of that, you know? So it's not the game's fault. I'm sure it was in the booklet. Benefit of the doubt, you know. I did finally unlock the farm and Muriel, so I got basically what I wanted out of the game. I was very picky growing up on my cartoons that I watched, on what I liked. I liked SpongeBob, Hey Arnold. I liked Courage the Cowardly Dog. I liked Samurai Jack. Samurai Jack would have been fucking dope in this game. Why was he not in it? That would have been cool. Like, have some, either like an ancient vehicle, because all the vehicles are themed around the character, like either like an ancient reed basket vehicle with wooden wheels or something would have been cool. Like, a Japanese, ancient Japanese looking cart, or even like a futuristic Aku beetle or something. That would have been fucking cool. They missed out on that one. And like I said, maybe it was the game was made too early because Cow and Chicken was in it, like I said. So, could have been that. But overall, dude, I give it a 7 out of 10. They repeated levels, like I said. It was cheap. It was $6. Is it as good as Mario Kart? No. But that's understandable. You know, like a lot of people, they'll say, oh, they'll put a lot of hate on or shade on this game and hate on this game, but it's like, dude, they all were doing it. Everyone was trying to make a kart game at the time, like I said, you know. So, but it's expectable. You know, you can't dethrone the king. But it's fun. For $6, you can't beat it. You know, for a day's worth of entertainment for $6, like today's a rainy day, you know. So, like, I could pop this game in and play it all day and get my $6 worth. And I did. You can't beat it for $6. It's fun. It's nostalgic. It's cheery. It's colorful. It's not a perfect game, but it's decent. It's a good game. So 7 out of 10. I'd go and get it. If you can find it, go get it. It's fun. It's nostalgic. I'm not sure, like, kids nowadays would like it, but our generation, like 90s kids, yeah, I love it. But I hope you all enjoyed the review. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tune back in. There's going to be more game reviews, just not as often as it has been, or how it was a couple weeks ago. But because I got full-time now, I don't have part-time anymore, so I'm actually working more. I'm being an adult. But please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 500 subscribers. Y'all have a good day, and hope you enjoyed. And play the game, man.